Since the founding fathers, the love of the land is something buried deep inside of us. It is our heritage, our history, our passion. And we are its greatest stewards. From the smallest blades of grass to the widest of nature's wonders, this is who we are. This is Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Bank. Get out there. Big Frig, a way of life. Frank's Butcher Shop, Wyoming born, raised, and shipped to your door. And by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land.
Welcome to Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. I'm your host, Alan Treadwell. On this episode, we head out to Nebraska to a property where you can live in an amazing custom home and enjoy a real hunter's paradise with big game, small game, and upland bird hunting right outside your front door. Before heading over to a massive ranch in Colorado that is one of the most diverse mountain ranches that we have ever seen. And while we showcase a few select listings on each episode, Hayden Outdoors has hundreds of properties from coast to coast listed on HaydenOutdoors.com. Now let's head down to Alabama to spend some time with Daniel Davis and learn about pond shocking and how to manage the fish population on a 160-acre private lake. Now we're down here in Alabama right now. This lake really hasn't been fished a whole lot in the last couple of years, and the main reason we're down here is in the morning we're going to have a wildlife biologist come out with a shocking boat, and we're going to shock this lake and see what kind of fish are in it, see what kind of health they are in. You know, if we need to add certain fish too, more bait fish, is when this is all said and done, there's a great likelihood that it's going to need some fish taken out of it, and that's going to be my job.
So today we're working on a lake that I've got a little history behind. I stocked this 160-acre lake years ago. We visited in February and got the data we needed to put a plan in place for stocking and the management for this year. And now we're here in May again, and we're fixing to see what it looks like. So I got a guy on front here. He's going to be dipping, doing all the dipping. We're going to go around and mainly be trying to focus on largemouth bass. The boat we're working with today, it actually is just a regular generator hooked to a DC converter box, and it comes out in DC through these fiberglass booms. A raise sits in the water and it grounds back to the boat. So it may shock like a 20-foot radius around the boat, I would say, in this type of water quality today.
Like Daniel mentioned, the focus today is on largemouth bass, but he also wants to check on the bluegill and shad population to make sure this lake is healthy and able to thrive for years to come. So now that we've got a box full of fish, we're going to go back here and kind of go through them and do the scientific data behind it.
Yep. We're going to weigh and measure each fish, each bass.
And what are we looking for, actually?
We're going to get a relative weight on each fish, and that's going to let us know how healthy our food chain is.
Gotcha. And you were saying earlier too about the conversion rate from food to bass?
Yes, so it's a 10 to 1. It roughly takes 10 pounds of bait to produce 1 pound of bass. So if we take that smallest bass in here at 10.5 inches, pretty much just say half a pound. If we want to add a pound of weight on that fish, turn it into a pound and a half, or it's going to take 10 pounds of something. So you're 2,000 bluegill to add 1 pound of bass on. So that's why it's critical to remove. I mean, we can try to set up this ecosystem the best way possible, and we will. But still, if you're overcrowded with predators, it's just like a vicious cycle.
It's really awesome to see this process up close. It's a perfect way to see what's going on in the water without harming the fish. And a lot of the time, what's needed most is my favorite part, good old-fashioned fishing.
One of the healthiest management practices in a lake is fish removal. You just got to know what size and what species you need to be removed. And a lot of misconception people have, they catch a 12-inch bass, say, and they throw it back. They're like, I mean, this fish, this is our future. Well, you've got a lot of futures out there, so you gotta cull at some point, because at the end of the day, you can only produce so much bait per surface acre of water.
If I'm catching fish, is there any reason that I couldn't get my fish in my lake, measure them, weigh them, and call you with that data?
Sure. Yeah.
Say,
we do it all the time.
here we are. We're down in the low 90s on most of my big fish. What do we need to do?
And we do a lot of that on smaller lakes.
Yeah.
People's like, man, I've just got a 2-acre pond, will you help me? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go fishing, man. Send me the links and the weights and mail me a water sample, and we'll get together a plan.
What a great morning on the water with Daniel. He's a true expert, and I've learned a lot. And now we're going to head back over to his place and get a behind-the-scenes look at Davis Fish Farms.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Big Frig, a way of life.
Let's go.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Frank's Butcher Shop, Wyoming born, raised, and shipped to your door.
Now let's head out to Nebraska to check out a property agents Brandon Preifert and Justin Hertzel have listed, the Lodge at Penny Creek.
This is a very beautiful property that reminds me of how lucky we are to be here and to see all the graces that we get to enjoy every day. We are in Red Cloud, Nebraska at our hunting lodge, which is south of the Republican River.
I mean, it looks like it's got a great ratio of everything. You got down in the flat bottom, the alfalfa, and then you got your rotation of your corn and beans, and just enough creek bottoms and hardwoods that it really just brings the whole property together nice.
The property is amazing, first of all. There's prairie hay, there's crops, alfalfa, corn. There's a really pretty creek that runs through the property, Penny Creek. Beautiful, beautiful wildflowers, a lot of oak trees.
You mainly deer hunt out here. I know that it offers other wildlife and turkeys especially. Got some upland, but what's your favorite season out of all those?
Rifle season for deer, that's kind of and we do it more from an entertainment and socializing aspect, invite people out. My son will come out from Omaha and bring people. And you can do everything from archery, crossbow, if you like trapping, there's a lot of bobcat in this area. Of course, raccoons, that goes without saying. Quail and pheasant, they're here, but I don't shoot them, just like to watch them. They're just so thin anymore in this state that you just kind of leave them alone. But,
well, it's pretty amazing how the habitat can just be inviting for everything,
yeah.
And to do your due diligence to give them the opportunity to have a place to go.
The home is a cabin lodge that my husband and I designed together with all of the amenities that it offers as far as wall hangings, light fixtures, the bedrooms, all of our furniture, all of the things that are in the cabin that I really enjoy. We have 3 bedrooms. We have a master bedroom suite, and we have a bunk room with 2 bunk beds, and we have another bedroom that's got a queen-size bed in it and a full bathroom at the end of the hallway.
As far as generating the income, everything's terraced, even up there around the lodge. So if you want to really get serious about just the income side of it, you can double what I'm doing. I developed it more for hunting and recreation rather than, purely income.
Yeah.
So
again, options are great, depending on what someone would want to do with it. And I know you've done a good job doing the food plots. Those are all in great locations.
My favorite part of the property is getting up before the sun comes up and looking out the window or coming onto the patio and waiting for what I'm going to see. Generally, I'm going to see some beautiful deer walking around the property, down in the fields, far out in the view in the alfalfa, around the deer stands. But that is my favorite part of the day, is getting up before sunrise, getting a cup of coffee, and waiting to see the beauty that I'm going to see emerge from the land.
Hi, I'm Dakota Eldridge, 11-time NFR steer wrestling qualifier. You guys are watching Hayden Outdoors, Life on the Land, here on RFDTV.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Bank. Get out there. Introducing Hayden Outdoors Mercantile. Get your own Hayden Outdoors branded gear for your life outdoors and more. Offering a variety of branded gear and apparel, from finely crafted clothing, handmade leather accessories, coolers, drinkware, hats, and more, from popular brands like Orvis, Big Frig, Tacticam, Cool, and more. So go to HaydenOutdoors.com, pick up your collection of Hayden gear, and join the stampede. Hayden Outdoors Mercantile, ride for the brand. Discover the Zimmershy 2-Bit Ranch, a roughly 623-acre property between Rosette and Moorcroft, Wyoming. This meticulously maintained estate features a 3,270 square foot home with 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, and breathtaking views. The ranch includes a 40 by 72 heated shop, a 1,200 square foot barn, and well-designed corrals. Enjoy prime grazing land, excellent hunting, and picturesque scenery, including the Belle Fourche River, a rare opportunity to own a true Wyoming ranch haven. Looking to sell your land quickly? Hayden Outdoors offers online land auctions through our auction platform and mobile app. In just 45 days, we can list your property, design and launch a property marketing plan, and host an online auction through our proven online auction platform. Contact one of our land professionals today to learn more about land auctions at HaydenOutdoors.com. For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.HaydenOutdoors.com.
Now we're headed out to Colorado to an incredible property listed by agent Lonnie Guston, 40 Mile Mountain Ranch.
Boy, Lonnie, you talk about a beautiful ranch here in Northwest Colorado. I mean, we've got to spend a couple of days here, and the first thing that sticks out to me is this ranch is real deceiving. I mean, when you drive down the road, you can't imagine what's up in here.
Yeah, like when you're on the highway, the main road, it looks like, well, there's the top, but I mean, some of those canyons and draws probably go in there. They might go in there 3/4 to a mile back in there.
There is so much to it. The diversity of this place is just unbelievable.
Yeah, even up on top, when you get past the deeded into, that limited access BLM up there, I mean, it's like an entire mountain range up there.
mean, you're over 7,000 acres of deeded ground, and then you got access to thousands of acres of BLM, correct?
Yep, ranch surrounds all of that BLM, and there's one access point for the public way down in the northwest corner, and walk-in access only, but besides that, it's all accessed by the ranch.
If you're a hunter, this ranch probably has everything a guy could want on it, doesn't it?
Yep. Yeah, like yesterday, turkey hunting, every single draw that we went up had turkeys. Even ones that we didn't think were gonna have turkeys, had turkeys in it.
And this is one of the largest populations of turkeys I've seen on a ranch. And, you know, we had so much fun hunting them the last few days and, you know, listening to them gobble. And of course, these Merriams out here, you know, big, beautiful white fans and stuff. And, you know, they're usually a pretty vocal bird and gobble quite a bit. You can really enjoy it all year long, right? I mean, it's not just a ranch that you're gonna enjoy a few months out of the year, from spring turkey hunting to when, you know, fall rolls around. You know, a big population of resident elk here on the place, a lot of mule deer, you know, you got moose on the place as well. I mean, just really a hunter's paradise.
Yeah, just like yesterday, I mean, we kind of rotated draws, canyons, turkey hunting. I mean, it's the exact same thing with mule deer and elk. If they're not in one draw one day, you go to the other 14 or 15 draws or canyons, or you can go on top. I mean, basically you're hunting several different ranches all in one.
I know one thing about Colorado when it comes to hunting, you know, and out west in general, is tag availability. Now this place is over the counter?
Yep, over the counter for elk. Archery, second season, third season, it's a draw for first rifle, muzzleloader, and fourth rifle. But even those draws are very easy to draw. Besides that, you're gonna draw multiple deer vouchers a year anyway. So, but I mean, that's on top of what you would draw through the regular draw. You know, we were talking earlier about, you know, how many hunters you can run on this. When you think about it, 40 guys on this place really isn't that many. I mean, when you spread them all the way across the top, different drainages, you could easily do that.
Yeah, it is absolutely incredible when it comes to hunting. You know, the other thing that is kind of the lifeblood to these ranches out west is water, and this place has got some good water.
Yeah, and basically about every draw has some source of water, or it's definitely water that could be improved in those draws. There's water rights that could be, more developed and irrigated for, you know, late spring or early summer. As is, it's a hell of a ranch. There's always improvements that could be made, and it could be incredible.
You know, even the cattle production on this place, I mean, if a guy wants to have some cattle to help, you know, graze down a little bit, I mean, it's here, it's ready to go.
Yeah, but it's currently leased to a rancher, and so basically the ranch has two allotments that's being used in conjunction with it. The entire ranch is rated for 2,400 AUMs over 7 months. You know, whether you're gonna run yearlings or pairs, it's a pretty dang good ranch. You know, another thing to mention on this ranch is the potential for a conservation easement. These big ranches all over Colorado and different states, you know, they're getting fewer and far between that don't have conservation easements and that are unencumbered. This ranch is not encumbered. Whether it would help a buyer for, you know, tax benefits or cash easements, the potential's definitely there.
You know, a lot of these ranches, one of the hardest things is access and getting to it, but the location of this place is unbelievable.
Yeah, 45 minutes to the Grand Junction Airport, private airport and rifle. I'd say not only that, but the location off of Highway 13, if somebody wanted to, there's huge development potential.
We'll be right back with more Hayden Outdoors, Life on the Land.
For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com. Have you heard the news? Because the largest and most aggressive land marketing plan just got bigger, and Hayden Outdoors is stampeding its way throughout the country with more advertising horsepower than ever before. Millions of dollars spent to bring buyers and sellers together through a marketing plan that's the cream of the crop, reaching millions of land buyers monthly, with over $5 billion in land sales over the last 5 years. Hayden Outdoors. the brand that sells the land. The Frank story started when Billy Brenton learned quality Wyoming beef was not readily available to everyone at an affordable price. Billy's vision of Frank's Butcher Shop came to life to bring Wyoming-raised beef, cut straight from your personal butcher, fresh to your table. Visit franksbutchershop.com and take 25% off for subscribing and enjoy delicious, high-quality, dry-aged beef. Frank's, Wyoming-born, raised, and shipped from our door to yours. Nestled in the heart of Texas Hill Country, this 31-acre ag-exempt equestrian estate offers scenic views in a 5,419 square foot luxury home. The estate features a custom outdoor living space with a heated pool, cantina, and fire pit, alongside a 2,700 square foot stable, roping arena, and guest casita. Enjoy rotational grazing pastures, hunting opportunities for whitetail and axis deer, and proximity to Kerrville. This stunning property blends country living with modern luxury. For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com.
I mean, I tell people like this, we can create an environment where you can catch fish and not have to go fishing, you know?
Yeah. You can take them catching instead of fishing.
That's right.
Yeah,
There you
go.
can bring your kids catching. So that's pretty unique.
Daniel's father started the family business in 1989, and since 2015, Daniel and his brother have been partners, running the business together. On this farm, there are 27 ponds and lakes, ranging from 1/10 of an acre all the way up to 10 acres.
If you want to build a lake, and if you're a guy that loves to catch bass or catfish or hybrids or something like that, I mean, you can kind of build that lake around what you like to do, right?
Exactly. That's the first thing I ask people. What do you want out of this lake that you invested in? Starting one off right is key.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it means everything. It makes for a lot less headache in the future.
So if a guy builds a pond or buys a property and there's a pond existing on it or a lake existing on it, is it ever too far gone to fix?
No, sir. It's never too far gone.
Davis Fish Farms is an amazing example of what it means to live life on the land, and getting to know Daniel has been a real privilege. He's so knowledgeable and completely dedicated to serving his customers and his community any way he can.
So you have this big red arm building here, and these are your concrete holding tanks for all your like fry and stuff that you catch?
Well, like I say, anything we grow in the ponds, it gets moved up here. Right now we're working on kids fishing rodeos. We're like these cities and county lakes, they'll have kid events. And we'll stock a big catfish, like a 1 to 2 pound catfish, and the kids will get to go fish for
And
it.
a lot of times that's a kid's first fish. A lot of times, isn't it?
Yeah, this day and time, more and more. So like these are large catfish here. They're, I can dip you some up right here.
Found them.
Yeah. That's what we use for the kids fishing derbies.
It's pretty rewarding to watch a kid reeling his first fish.
That's the only reason I still do it, really.
Yeah.
This is what we call our 1 to 3 copper nose bluegill. That's what we stock new lakes with. We don't put those in existing lakes, they're just too small. But anytime we stock a new body of water, that's what we'll use.
How long are you looking from that fish right there to spawn? Is it next year before this fish spawns?
That fish will spawn this year.
Really?
Yep. You could stock a new lake right now with those, and we can introduce bass in there in about August probably.
So you're talking 4 or 5 months then?
Yep. Like I said, that fish right there, 1 year from when you stock it, it's going to be roughly hand size if you have decent water.
Yeah.
And then we'll put the bass in there in July or August, and they'll be about 1 1/4 pound, 1.5 pounds in the first year of them being stocked.
If you had one piece of advice for somebody who had a pond, is that it just make sure there's enough food out there for what you got?
That's right. That, and know what you need to be removing.
Yeah.
Your predator fish.
Take fish out.
Take out.
Yeah. Don't throw back a 12-inch bass thinking he's going to be a 3-pounder next year.
That's right, because it's going to take away from the others.
Yeah.
So you got to keep them under control from a population standpoint, no doubt.
A big thank you goes out to Daniel Davis for having us out to the farm. And if you've got an event or story you'd like featured on Life on the Land, be sure to let us know, because it's genuine folks all across this country that make it such a special place to buy up some ground and live life on the land.
12.95.
His fate is sealed. He will be supper.
For more information on any of our great properties for sale, please call 866-741-8323 or visit us online at HaydenOutdoors.com.